Hi Leo, welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Leo, this is your love reading starting today on the 27th of November. But I set the date or the time frame from late November till late December for what's going on for you. And I'm starting with this Mystical Wisdom deck to just get the overall energy for you, what's going on for the upcoming month. To then move over to the usual decks. I've listed all the decks in the description box for those who are interested in what decks I'm using. Overall story here for Leo, please. Choices. It's supposed to be like an overall message here from the first card coming out, but I'm actually receiving a lot of messages just already with this first card. It says choices, make the best choices. So what it is really standing out to me is, nope, not on that side. It's being mirrored. And I worked the opposite for such a long time and not used to it. Down here, there's this angel rather than person, but person and a child, and it's not gender specific. So this could be a man and a child, a woman and a child. And it's like you really are having a discussion. Either you're having a lot of discussions with your children, or like there's a discussion to be had. Like we need to sit down and talk about this, like about what to do. I don't think it's just... So we're going to find out so much more as we go in this reading, but from the at first glance, it doesn't look like it's just a choice for you, but it involves your children. And then we have a beautiful, if you listened to me before, you know that unicorns and peacocks are my indicator that a soulmate connection is nearby, or that you just made a connection with somebody. And in the palm of your hand here, you're holding a unicorn couple. So it's in the palm of your hand. It's something that really has just come in or is just about to come in. We have a blood moon in the back. We have a lot of animals there on the bottom. If he wants to focus again. Panda, fox, eagle, geese. Traveling to warmer climate. There's a lot of things going on here. So let's see what the story is here. So for your foundation, I'm asking for 2 cards. First card is number 14, balance, and it's really beautiful. And 14, I know it's silly, but 14 is my favorite number out of all the numbers in terms of what it means. Wow. You know what, guys? I don't think I've ever had this card before in this deck. Wow. And it's a process. It's so beautiful. So this balance card, this is very much yin-yang for me. The masculine, feminine. It's like a perfect match between the masculine and the feminine. It's a perfect match. It really is your divine counterpart that we're talking about here. And then I get this, what is that called? I'm not gonna think of it now. Am I? That series is not, it's Star Trek. It's Star Trek. I don't think I'm getting that wrong. For some reason, the way that this looks, and a bit of a, like a bit costumey and with this very symbol right here, it looks... It brings me Star Trek. For some reason, Star Trek appears here. So maybe Star Trek is interesting for some of you guys. Maybe that's like your thing. Even something that you would share with somebody, like a loved one, or you just watched it, or you're just a huge fan. Personally, I've never watched it. It just has not been my thing. And I have what on the other end now? You know, Star Wars, Star Trek... just hasn't been my thing. balance. There's perfect balance here. And it's pink clouds. It's like being, you know, having your head in the clouds is like, we're in those pink clouds. You're on the cloud number 9. It talks about how you're infatuated. This type of love, when there's infatuation, when there's like, and I get giggly, like, as I talk about it, it's like a, you know, romantic, rose-colored glasses, all of it. 14 for me, and it's not the unique frequency from the very beginning. We have 12 is the masculine energy, and 13 is divine feminine energy, and then 14 just has become, like, between me and my inner knowing, it has become this most beautiful, okay, so it seems like the next step after masculine, divine feminine is 14. It's like, here we have the ultimate balance between the two. Here we have like the perfect coming together. It's when it's not too much of one and it's not too little of the other. It's just a perfect blending. 14 is all about the listening in and the gorgeousness and the, it's just, I can talk days and days about 14. I know it's silly, but for me, it talks about how beautiful this is. We're gonna get more about this, but this is such a beautiful start here.It's like you and a person has the same mind. Masterminds coming from the same mind. And then this gorgeousness. Do you know what? I am very compelled to read out in the book today. You mastered your heart. This is, and I get a bit of a like a vogue, like a little vogue thing here going on. You're voguing your heart. Master, this is like a master control of your heart, like how we're really mastering the skill of love. I mean, I for one can just confess to having to really work on this thing called love, because in a way it's like, okay, so this whole card just talks about, it oozes love, it oozes confidence, it oozes the wholeness, the healing, and how you understand that everything happens from the love energy center. Like nothing else really matters. Nothing is really important if the heart is not in on it. There's very much balance going on here as well, because you're completely dressed in brown. I am going to read it out. It's interesting. It's the second time this time around that I read in the book, and I never read in these books. I just always picks it up like intuitively, and then all of a sudden I feel like reading out from the book. Master. Keywords. Wow. Fear, identify, release, negativity, freedom, and love. Fear and doubt often prevent a relationship from flowering or from manifesting. In matters of the heart, they can restrict and confine. They prevent you from opening to the joy and love that's waiting for you. A fearful heart closes up. No. A fearful heart closes in upon itself and sees only negativity and doubt. Your fears can even make you question your own value, causing you to wonder whether you're worthy of being loved or if you'll ever find love. These thoughts, if not controlled, will manifest more of the same, continuing in the never-ending destructive cycle. It's time to take action to master your fears. You must first identify them. What fears about love have you allowed yourself to believe? Are you concerned about being unlovable? Are you uneasy about giving up your freedom in order to be in a relationship? Do you find it too difficult to speak up about what your needs are and ask that they be met? Sit quietly and uncover what may be holding you back. By the very act of facing your fears, you will recognize them for the deceptions that they are, and you will discover the power to master and eliminate them. The absence of fear is unconditional love. Please take some time to look at your fears and doubts so that you can release them. This will free you to manifest joyful and loving relationships. Know that you can have the relationship you desire. Act now to release your fears and open your heart. Oh my God. And then we have an affirmation underneath it. It says, I now release my fears and open fully to a loving relationship with myself and others. And in the traditional tarot, apparently, this is represented by the devil, which then could be a Capricorn that you're dealing with or have a placement with, Wow. So, okay. So combined with my intuitive messages here, you are in control of your heart. So I feel like you are more towards the, when you have started to release the fears, understanding that love is the answer to all, and with this coming out, reinforcing that, very much like the balance between the feminine and masculine within you, that will then attract the most beautiful, balanced relationship for you. It is a bit of like in jail. It is a bit like we have those bars in front of the heart, but it's open, and we have opened it up, and it's green, all around. So it talks about this masterful skill of learning how to really come from an unconditional place. If you have any fears, if you have any doubts, put them down on a piece of paper and look at them. Really allow yourself to feel what it is that maybe is still stuck there. But for the majority of you, I feel like you're more towards the having already looked at it. Like I just started to say, I said I could confess to this love thing. It has taken me some time. It's still taking some time to just really be in that type of unconditional place for everybody. Be unconditional towards yourself and not judge yourself, and be unconditional to others no matter what their behavior. Treat them from a loving place. I mean, it takes mastery to get to that point, to know that whatever they're doing, it's their doing. It has nothing to do with you. So we're definitely going to go deeper here and see what is going on here for you, Leo. Very interesting. So clarify this 14 first, please. You know what? I just need to, I feel for some of you guys, maybe not for all, maybe this is just for a few of you. As I start to shuffle here, it's like somebody just looked into your diary. It's just like I just want to almost protect my heart here. I almost want to, like, okay, it has been open too long. It feels a bit scary. I don't know what to do. Let's close it up. So even this, like, hope about letting go of certain things that will allow your heart to be wide open and for you to attract exactly the relationship of your dreams, seems a bit scary, seems a bit risky almost. Like that is the feeling I start to have. So maybe you recognize yourself in that, and like I said, that's not going to be for all. Okay, clarifying this 14. Clarify the 14. Oh my God. So we're clarifying you see how many cards, like you can't make this up. It's just ridiculous. So clarifying 14 with 14 and balance with balance. Not every 14 cards says balance, but these two with completely different decks are. It's so interesting. And it's a Leo. It's a Leo. And it's like you're spewing. So clarifying this, what is this? Oh, okay. Okay, so it's a very morbid picture. It's very, like, we have this you know, fairy that almost looks like she's made of stone. We have this lion head that it definitely looks like it's made of stone. And out of that lion head comes blood that spits into that cup of love. So I feel for the longest time, it has taken quite some time, Leo, to get to this more balanced state and to actually get like to this final coming home, if you will, this final ultimate balance. It's almost like you need to allow yourself for a moment to just spew the hell out of yourself. Literally spew it out of you. Spew the devil out of you. Spit the blood into the love of... It doesn't have to be like a cup of love, but it's almost just you just need to allow yourself to get rid of something that maybe has been stuck in your energy center for a bit. If you immediately start to think about somebody that sort of gets a tiny bit sometimes under your skin, it means that there's still an attachment there. Put them down on a piece of paper and tear it up and just throw it out. Feel if there's any emotions that starts to trigger. Like if you think about a certain someone and you immediately feel like your throat is tightening up, or you feel like your solar plexus is tightening up, those two places are usually the normal ones. Or like your lower stomach, like your lower abdomen is all of a sudden like a bit tense. Doesn't even have to cramp up, but you just feel like an answer when you start to think of something. It's like, ugh, it feels yeah, a bit stuck in my throat. To just sit with that, just allow it to just linger and not go, sat with it, nothing really happened. Like, give yourself a minute, Leo. No, patience is not your thing, but give yourself a minute and allow for those feelings to be unleashed, to be released, so that you can move forward into this this is what you're stepping into. And for some of you guys, you've already stepped into it. Maybe you just did this journey. You're spitting out, you just spew everything you wished you would have told a person. I know I have some of those people, you know, I wished I would have told them to their face in the moment, you know? So it's not about like pushing back to a certain person. It's understanding that this is just something that you carry and that you need to release it in order to get to this perfect balance within yourself. 14 and 14. So still talks about this beautiful 14 number, and you just need to allow yourself to be cleansed, if that makes sense. And then we want to clarify this 15. If the number 15 comes out now, I'm going to die. I'm not. A bit dramatic. 5 of Winter. Very purple. There's a lot of spiritual growth happening here. A lot of spiritual growth. Like you've grown so much. I'm yelling. There is a lot going on here. Okay, so I'm going to read at the bottom. It says, walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness. Something that's not worth the effort. And this comes out as a clarifier for when you have now started to strengthen your heart. This is when you start to release your fear. So I feel like this is attached to something that has happened in the past. And it doesn't even have to be a recent past. It can be like a couple of relationships ago. It can be the one relationship that brought you to your knees, that really made you think hard and long if this relationship bullcrap is something you really want to be involved with, and it has taken a toll on you. So many things going on within the same card here. So many stories are coming through. So first I'm drawn to this pyramid. Like at first glance, it looks like a beautiful pyramid that's made out of snowballs. And that's like, first it comes out as a little side note. Some of you guys maybe have across the globe has maybe gotten snow by this time, and you actually have been doing these beautiful little snow, what do you call those? You didn't say lantern? No. Snölykta. What do you call those? I don't know the word for that. You don't say snow lantern, do you? Like a little snow globe. Like that, but maybe not so so particularly beautiful and straight. But I'm also drawn to just actually talk about the pyramids. Like there's some sort of Egyptian, like Cairo, Egyptian thing going on here for some of you. Ancient. We're talking ancient energy here, and so this runs deep. Like this can go really deep. That you are the first in your generation to. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so let's say that your mother or father's grandmother or grandfather was in a type of relationship where they treated others a certain way, or they allowed themselves to be treated in a certain way. That sort of bled into the bleeding into now makes even more sense with the bleeding coming out of the Leo's mouth. It bled into like, okay, so this is how they were raised, and so that's going to be passed down to how now these people are being raised, to these people being raised, to you being raised that way. This is what they showed in terms of love. It's being passed down to showing that kind of love that maybe perhaps was a bit absent of love, because we know from like past generations it wasn't thought of as such a beautiful thing to display it for all the world to see, and touchy-feely wasn't really the past, like the older generations thing. I'm not saying not nobody could do it, but it was quite rare. And to show love for your children and so forth. And so it feels like that's been passed down. It stops with you. It ends with you. It's like the way that maybe your parents brought you up, or the parents showed their love between them, or maybe there wasn't a love to be shown because your parents got divorced, or they stayed together way too long and were fighting or arguing, or whatever the type of love that you saw being brought up or didn't see being brought up, maybe the lack of it, and also what has been put down onto you. It's like with you here and now, that freaking stops. It's like if you weren't really brought up with a lot of love, like emotional, connected, I'm very present and here and now with you, that's what you're gonna now you're gonna break out of that cycle, having it already with your children, or when you're eventually having children, you're gonna break out of that old cycle and say, you know what, that's not happening from here on out. So I feel like with this ancient energies, like we're breaking that chain. You're not allowing for that to continue down. You're not passing that on. Okay? So that's one thing going on. And then I see this relationship. There's something about like, okay, so this is a snowball. I understand that this, like, we have all this snow here and they made a snowball, and it's like they're tossing it up in the air like that. For me, this is like you dropped the ball. And I don't think it's you that dropped the ball. I think this is a person in your life that dropped the ball. Or even what I'm getting, I don't think this is an expression. What I'm getting is like, drop the apple. You dropped the apple? Can you say that? If that's an expression in English, I've never heard it before. But that's what I'm getting. Like you drop the apple. You drop the fruit? No, I think it's drop the apple. Something like that. Somebody effed up big time in your life, and you immediately know who this person is. They immediately come to mind when I say that. This person effed up big time. It can even be a parent. It can even be a parent. And So what I'm seeing here now is that there's been a lot of hardship for you. There's been a lot of situations going on. There's been a lot of, like, you've broken that ancient energy. This person walking away from you is not happy about the fact that you're about to meet somebody new. It's like, perhaps you didn't think you were going to move on. Perhaps they didn't think that you were going to move on. I think everybody's surprised that you moved on, including yourself. That you were able, or are going to be able, to truly love again. When I see with this person, I don't like this person. I have to be honest. I am all for trying to see everybody in their best light, and understanding that even this person that dropped the ball wasn't, and this is not gender specific, so this obviously can be a woman as well, that of course they come from somewhere to be treating you, to be acting in a way that they've been acting. They come from a place where the linear passed down to them probably were not good, you know? So there's always a reason for people's behavior, but it doesn't take away the fact that it really messed with you. And at the end of the day, we have to thank the douchebags, is what I'm usually saying, because it helps us grow, it helps us mature. And once we get out of that fear and the worry and the just wonder of what the hell happened, there's so much maturity, that's so much balance coming in due to the fact that it happened. Okay, major double balance. I love now how this becomes so clear that we're the bloodline, like we're spitting it out, but it's not being passed, like it stops with you. And you seem to walk away with another person here. There's another person coming in for you. And what I see around this person is that you see all this snow in this card is like everywhere. But where this person is standing, it's like it's melting where this person is standing. So it's like really dealing with the devil. Really dealing with the devil. Like it's so freaking hot. It's so freaking, and it's not, perhaps it's hot. Perhaps they were hot. But like they're no fun. And it's 5, so it's all about overcoming obstacles. It's about, there's a great opportunity for change, and we're changing our life path. So this 5 comes out underneath this 15. So we have a new beginning here also, and then another number 5. So it is semi like the same energy, numerology wise anyway. Okay, very interesting reading. I'm gonna do an extended on this. I just want to close it with, did I put that back? It's like, where did the deck go? It vanished. So, just to close off the reading, there you go. Right. Like I said, there's been, and it's, the balance that you find underneath this balance is a purple border. So it talks about that spiritual growth. And this card is so freaking purple. Like everything in it is purple. So again, like I said, we're talking about this major growth happening for you. This major maturity, leveling up, if you will. And here we have the third eye chakra. And if you don't speak chakra language, that's just all about really tuning into your intuition, like really having your own answers within. That's that inner being knowing you and giving you the answers and giving you the insight and the guidance and the symbols and signs and everything you need. But it's like, it's very much about opening up and getting the signals and understand the bigger picture. 6 is all about love. First and foremost, it's all about connection. It is that connection with your inner being, or the higher self, or source, or God, or whatever you want to call it. That bigger energy. Once you make that connection, you're home free. And it seems to be this journey that you're on. Relationships, awesome, but the relationship with yourself first. To be selfish first. It's not being egotistical. That's something completely different. But to be selfish is something different. To just tend to yourself and care about yourself, about your feelings and what you feel is the truth for you. Very strongly, that is being worked on, and that's what you have been through right now. So I'm going to move this into the extended. So if you feel like this is your story, then come to the extended. The link is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back soon, Leo. Take care.